I'm gonna assume this is... Let's see here. Is this the same
Hello,
information
I'm
world?
Gian Garson, founder of the initiative. It's through your hard work that the vision of the Nexus has come to life. You and all your colleagues bind our proud new colonies together. Look around at your achievements. And if you have any questions, my door is always open.
Founder Garson's office is located at Workspace Not Allocated. Please select a topic.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is a different information world than the one that's on Hyperion.
Viable planets capable of supporting life are key to our survival in Andromeda.
That's putting it lightly.
The viability of a world is affected by several factors, including temperature, resources, threat levels, political stability, and so on. We have few viable planets currently within range. Resource levels are considered at risk.
Okay.
The selection process saw the Andromeda Initiative evaluate thousands of potential habitable planets within the galaxy. After discovering an unusually high ratio of potential candidates, or golden worlds, the Helios cluster
Right,
was
of
selected
course.
as our destination.
I already know this, but...
Even at a distance, studying the light from stars can reveal much about their planet's composition and atmosphere. 7 worlds, nicknamed habitats, have the life-supporting environments and resources we need to start our new lives in Andromeda.
Okay,
Integration from the Hyperion is ongoing. Personnel are still restricted to operations.
Okay.
For initiative strategy and Pathfinder coordination, please see Director
Oh, I'm
Darren
blocking
Tann.
the
For
fucking
colonial
screen.
affairs or outpost status, please see Director Foster Addison. For station maintenance, please contact Superintendent Nakmor Kesh. For militia operations or Apex deployment, please
Apex
see Tyrion
deployment?
Kandros. You
me.
are Employee Writer, Salary Code 19B, Active Pathfinder. Your supervisor is Director Tann. Based on current staffing needs, you will be eligible for paid vacation time in 587 days.
Fucking what?
Seriously?
Why not plan on which beautiful colony you'll vacation on while you wait?
2 years before paid vacation. Man, the benefits of this job suck. Alright, let's go speak to Director Town. My boss, apparently.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
I thought it didn't measure up as Pathfinder.
Director Addison keeps her own counsel. I keep mine.
And when you disagree?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end,
You think highly of
dealt with
yourself,
a
don't
serious
you?
blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
Oh, that's...
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way.
I
And now
wouldn't think
the
so.
challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything
Okay.
depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay. But you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
I'm a
Right.
Pathfinder, not
I
a
think I
miracle
should go
worker.
check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off.
I mean, seriously, you
Others-
can't point me at an irradiated hellhole and say, how the fuck am I supposed to solve this? Say, I don't know, man. You gotta figure it out. It's your job. Don't look at me, man. It's not my responsibility to make sure you don't fuck up on this assignment and have everybody die. It's totally on your back. Don't you fucking play games
The
with
way
me,
I
man.
see it, you need me. If I pull this off, maybe you'll look like the leader you pretend to be.
But first,
Shit.
you have to succeed at being the Pathfinder you pretend to be.
Shit.
Where's my ship?
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that. Ah!
Ow. Ow.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam Node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
It's just my tinnitus. So it seems like, ironically, the only director here that I don't want to butt heads with is the Krogan. Anything to scan in here, director? I scan you. Piece of shit.
Ryder, you may have a less than flattering view of me, but I want to express my condolences for your father.
Oh, screw
I
you.
appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning.
Welcome to the club,
initiative.
bud.
I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Yeah, what's happening to them? What
Any
happened,
idea
rather?
where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light.
What?
Did you have some other business?
Let's talk about the arcs.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find
Yeah.
any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Man, yeah, you say it would paint the project in an unflattering light. I'm pretty more concerned about the loss of 60,000 colonists. Like, that's a lot.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Oh, so we did plan on bringing non-council races. Interesting. Or I don't know what the term is. It's council races. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about
What do I need to
planets.
consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats.
Of
Whether
course.
that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station
Jesus.
allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
You sound very excited about that.
It sounds
You
like
get
the
to
Nexus
try out
had
this
a
thing
rough
that
time.
may or may not work. Good luck.
Publicly, I
Man.
would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds,
he's,
many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Gene Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Gian Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
I'm sure if she saw this, she'd be horrified. Better to die blissfully, suppose.
Kendris mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we called them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned
Oh,
traitor
before
and
Kendris?
joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
Silly commoners, thinking that they have a sane government.
There don't
Fools,
seem to be many
all
Krogan
of them.
around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more.
Man,
Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Shit, dude. I extrapolated that Tann would be a bit of a racist towards Krogans, but that is next level. That is suit rat level of racism.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Man, you're just awful.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
My God.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth. Wealthy. Young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Jesus.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
Okay.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arks. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix.
Man, you were just...
Solarian, my kind,
Man.
have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Jesus H. Christ, man. You just can't stop prattling on about that, can you?
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life.
I am a
That I
Solarian.
hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
Deputy Assistant of Revenue Management.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry. So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
It seems that 600 years and 2 million light years from home,
That's all.
nothing ever
Thanks for your time.
changes.
Of course, as you pointed out, we need each other. Our futures depend on each other's success.
Alright.
Yeah. Looks fine so far.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You okay, man?
You okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. But maybe I was just being paranoid.
Is it really paranoia if it just exploded?
You know what they say. It's not paranoia.
If someone is out to get you, yeah. 3rd time this week. It's getting worse. First one was small stuff. This one could have hurt bad if I'd been closer.
That's not good. Sorry, understatement.
A bit.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of, but I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, that's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you,
Suppose.
if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Sure
Can
thing.
do.
What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that'd really help. I've sent the locations to your Omni tool. Just send me the data when you're done.
Oh boy, time to scan.
No,
Scan up.
I don't know. It just blew up.
Find out why. Be careful.
Alright, let's go to journal here. I want to Nexus Station Sabotage. I want to get to know everybody first. Then I'll look into the sabotage business. How you doing, Kandros?
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You
Yeah,
get used
kind
to
of.
it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Tyrian Ark.
What's the word on the Tyrian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
I suppose.
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was
This is Sloan
escorting a
Kelly,
prospecting team on some moon when those cats
Sloan
found
Kelly
us.
defected.
They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to warn the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Sounds familiar in a lot of ways.
I might need backup, if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. In fact, I could give you authority to dispatch them. It'll cut down their response time.
Thank you.
Our current ops are on the terminal. See if there's anything that could use a shot where it counts.
Can do.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
Excuse you?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know? Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service.
You're related to Nyreen?
Wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
No fucking way. Wait, who? Hold on, I have to
What
go back.
brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired.
Who was your sister
Good
again?
one?
The Kandros family. Then my
Right.
sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on...
Okay, so he doesn't mention who
Wondering,
his sister is.
when do I
Okay.
get my adventure?
But Nyreen,
Jen Garson's dream was so
Jesus.
grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
I'm sorry to tell you, bud, but
We
your
usually see them on
sister's
worlds with
dead.
those alien structures.
Like,
The
super
Ket
dead.
Don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
Alright,
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
as it always
Both
does.
Pathfinder.
Alright, let's figure out this strike team terminal.
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please
Right.
speak with Tyrion Kandros for authorization to participate.
He's already given me authorization.
Please speak with Tyrion Kandros for...
That's
He
the
already gave me
console for our strike
authorization.
teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts holding key positions, or just distracting the Ket. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Alright, let's see what we're working with here. Awaiting debrief. Okay. Difficulty of the mission. Missions are currently available. Expires in minus 13 minutes. What? Debrief him? Oscar's level 1. Mission successful. Okay. So I suppose we should probably send... Oh, okay, so Apex missions can be done in multiplayer as well. Let's... Mission traits. No room for error, bribe attempt, remnant. Who are our strike team guys right now? Okay. So Oscar is tough. Can we recruit? Mission funds. Oh, I've got enough mission funds to recruit somebody. Whiskey. Grizzled veteran. Okay. Few traits. +5 to effectiveness. Can I equip team? Oh, I could spend funds to get them better equipment. It makes them better. Oh, there's a lot actually for upgrades. Wow. Okay. Oh, I didn't send them on a mission. Okay, 25% of... Oh my god. Some of the missions are hard. Let's... I suppose identify enemy loadout. We'll send Oscar 78% chance of success. Send him. And then we'll send our new team to identify spies. We got loot. Claim rewards. Copper. Okay, and a loot box. Some credits. 33 credits. Okay. Interesting.
This is wrong. Just wrong.
What's up?
It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
What is?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last.
Some.
Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have... There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
Sure.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit. Please, tell Nilken I love him.
Should I talk to Candace about that? Oh.
What if they store oxygen in porous tissue, like Quiro's rockfish?
I still reckon they had breather gear stowed in that armor.
Perhaps both. Life is infinitely adaptable, as our expedition proves.
Hey there. Professor. Can I talk? There we go.
You must
Wasn't getting me the prompt.
Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Hurek. My colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
What fields do you study?
Hurek's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff. Aradana's the space and math whiz.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
Flows like
Maybe
poetry?
Absent will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Oh, skill points. Oh, I leveled. Okay. I want to get Barricade. So... Deploy temporary shield. Regeneration for everybody who takes... Okay, well, I'll get Barricade 1 first, because I was going to do that pretty soon anyways. Confirm. Then I want to go to my Biotics tab, and I want to get Throw. Because I could detonate, and I could pull and throw people then. And then I want to get Backlash. Because Backlash is going to be pretty useful as well. I don't have profiles yet, do I? Yeah. I don't know how to set profiles yet, I suppose. I suppose that comes later. Okay. This assignments. Nexus. First Murderer. We'll talk with the prisoner first, and then we'll talk to Kandros and see what he knows about it.